Well, as another Saturday is upon us, Saturday to enjoy football, Saturday to enjoy sports, and gist on the longest running independent sports show on Nigerian television, HotSports. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and we have a dose of a lot of juicy conversations to have with you and yours. Please, we'll go for a quick break. When we return, it's time to meet the guys in the studios and, of course, to get chatty with everything sports. And we are back. Ladies first, like we like to say, it's a fine field to know that Molat Monsurat is here with me in the studio. Everything all right?
Very all right.
See how you shine. You're shining on a Saturday morning.
Thank you.
And then, of course, but it's not a good, it wasn't a good midweek for you because you're adopted dad.
Don't remind me.
Okay, sorry. So we're going to talk about that, all this and more. Of course, big shout out as well to everyone joining us at this time, as well as this man who is just joining us after a brief hiatus. I had to attend to so many things, including family and, of course, including work. I step forward at Israel Bankole. How are you, man?
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Babajide.
Yep.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, man. How have you been? I mean, the last time I saw you was before the Civil War.
Come on. I'm fine. I'm doing good.
Nice. Well, it's a good feel for all boxing fans around the world, including us in the studios, as two Bohemians will be going to do battle in the second installment of what was a very, very good first installment. It is Tyson Fury taking on Deontay, the bomb squad leader, Deontay Wilder. And let me just start with the thoughts. It was a big deal the very first time. Both of them pushing themselves to the wire, and it was quite interesting to see for a general boxing fan. It was a bit boring, it was a bit exciting, topsy-turvy fight there, but second installment, what do you expect?
For me, it's to be a good fight. We expect to see what these two guys will bring to the table.
Yeah.
First, I'll start with Deontay Wilder. 43 fights, 21 by 141 on the way of knockouts, and one in unanimous decision, one draw coming from the last fight. So I think everything is working for Deontay Wilder to take this. Look at Deontay Wilder's fights. Look at when it started. From it took Otis, Berman Steven, and this guy is always getting better by the day. The last fight against Fury, you know, Fury is not a heavy puncher. It's a jab master, which makes it more easier for Deontay Wilder because he always go for the kill, and that's what he's always going for, and he always gets it against his opponents. He knocked down Fury twice in the last fight, but Fury managed to escape with a draw. But this time around, I think there's no way out for Fury this time around because I strongly believe Wilder will take him out.
Mola, you a fan of Tyson Fury?
Yeah. Actually, this rematch, I'm saying Fury coming out with the point because this is a battle between a boxer and a fighter. To me, Deontay Wilder is just a fighter, not a tactical boxer. But when you look at Tyson Fury, you know that he knows what it takes to be a boxer. Okay. And if everything goes the way it is planned, I think Fury is just coming out with the result this time around. It
will be quite interesting to see, but remember that particular fight will be happening today, late hours of today, Saturday. And I really want to see how that one would go. But I think for me, I mean, I'm a fan of good boxing. I'm a fan of pure class boxing. I think Deontay Wilder is a very decent boxer, but I think he's a rage fighter. And the problem with rage fighters is the same problem some rage fighters have had over the years. The short fuse, the ability to, it's either make or mar. The one punch can maybe make them in terms of victory, and it can mar them because if you miss the 1 point, you give yourself open, and when you give yourself open to a fighter like Tyson Fury, it can actually hurt you. Remember, he never lost his belt, Tyson Fury. He had a lot of issues, and then he's back. It's good to see that kind of attitude. 2 years out, and it doesn't even look as if he has missed anything. Well, of course, we also must say, still sticking on boxing, should I say the firstborn of Nigerian sports these days, Anthony Joshua, your adopted boyfriend again. He came home to get his national ID card. And unlike so many people that have to wait for weeks, wait for months, Anthony got his own almost immediately. And then they even posted a picture. It was good anyways.
That is PR, you know. It's
yeah,
kind of advertising to Nigerians in the diaspora
come
that come home,
yeah.
we are going to welcome you because this is your father's land. Just come home, we are going to do this. And with Anthony Joshua coming back home to actually do that, you know, there have been a lot of controversy saying he's British, he's Nigeria, he's this. So for him to have identification number, it means that he has that Nigeria blood in his DNA, and he is not ready to deny that. So I think it's a good idea for him to come back home.
You had to add the DNA, right? You just couldn't leave a lay out of it. But speaking of losing, it wasn't a good time to be a Spurs fan. If you are with the sentiment of somebody who likes Jose Mourinho a lot, it's also what it's a good time for Jose Mourinho. But is there a way to come back right there in Leipzig in Germany in next month?
Definitely there is a way to come back because we are talking about Jose Mourinho, not just Tottenham as a team. We are talking about a team that has Jose Mourinho at the dugout. You know, Jose Mourinho is a kind of manager that is not over until it is finally over. So with him in the dugout, I think anything can just happen. And when you look at that game on Wednesday night, you see that Tottenham actually pressed forward to get the equalizer and to even get the goal. But, you know, like he said, it's like going to a battle with a gun without a bullet. And that is actually what happened with Harry Kane out, with Son out, no striker. And, you know, at this kind of a game, that is where you expect the like of Dele Alli to actually step up. But Dele Alli was not in that game that day. And when you look at, let's be at the other hand, they have like 5 top strikers that are very active and very confident going forward. And the goal actually came from an individual error by Davies. If not for that, I think Tottenham will have won the game actually. But going back to Germany now, I think Tottenham are going to get the 3 points they actually needed. And
you know, it's good, fine. But that means that now they need to have scored like 2 goals. And with a team that doesn't have, let me come to Israel, a team that doesn't have a striker, that's a big problem right now.
Yeah, that's a big problem. So it left on Mourinho to do the difference now. He's an experienced coach. He has won the Champions League not once, not once. So everything boils on the coach. What is left now with the kind of players he has in his team? Can he change the completion of the game? Which yes, he can. If Leipzig can come to England and get a result, who says Jose Mourinho cannot go there and get the result? So I think Jose Mourinho, everything lies on his table for him to change the completion of the game. Leipzig, no disrespect to RB Leipzig. They have a coach, a young coach, but Mourinho is well experienced. He has good players in his team. It's just, as she said, just the error from Davies. And who said they can't change it. So going to Germany in 3 weeks' time. So I believe everything. For me, I think it's just 0-0 because it's football. Anything can happen. If football, the first game is quite different from the second game. So we don't know what Mourinho is coming out in the second leg.
Well, it's very possible to see a very better Jose Mourinho Tottenham, but it's going to be difficult because, you know, I was presenter for the Star Times Bundesliga matches at the time, and I saw what this Leipzig side had been building like 2 years ago under Ralf Hasenhüttl. And of course, I beg your pardon, when Ralf Hasenhüttl was their coach, and now it is Julian Nagelsmann. And what we have right now is just a very, very compact football team, especially with Timo Werner in that particular mix. Then, of course, another result that really punched our eyes was welcome to Haaland, the boy who has turned to a master Shifu overnight, the boy wonder. Are you impressed anyways?
Yes.
Erling Haaland.
Yes. Impressed with the young man from Salzburg. Yeah, Salzburg moving to Dortmund, still doing the same thing. It shows that this boy is a phenomenon. It started from, I think they're under 17, playing under 17, right? He played under 17 and scored about 5 goals in a game.
9 goals, actually.
So in a game, the guy scored the 5 goals. Then I saw this, but this boy is good. So I was thinking like clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona will snap him up, but going to Dortmund, I'm thinking a nice one for him to grow, to progress, and in the Champions to continue the way he started from Salzburg to Dortmund, scoring at this rate. Now, in the last 3-4 years, you see the likes of Mbappe. We think everybody, we just have the mentality that Mbappe is the next person. Now, this guy came from the Blues, from nowhere, took the whole of Europe. Talking about Haaland. Now he has scored more than big team like Barcelona, the likes of Hazard. They've not scored close to what this guy has in just a year in the Champions. I think it's a good run for the young man. It's time for him to progress, put his head down, continue to do what he's doing, continue to get his goals, and who knows, this guy is just the starting point for him.
Well, Atalanta, if you're selling Pepe, but of course, Atalanta is a team from Serie A. Of course, they humbled multiple-time finalists, 2-time finalists, in the turn of 2000, Valencia, 4-1. Were you this is a team that has never played a knockout Champions League football before, defeating Valencia 4-1.
You know, I'm actually not even going to look from the angle of knockout football because this Atalanta this season in the Champions League lost their first 3 games in the group stage. So everybody have written them off like they are not going to proceed, and they actually did. And playing Valencia. If I'm going to bet, if I'm going to gamble on that match, I'm going to put my money on Valencia because, you know, someone that have been there, they know what it takes to progress. And Atlanta are coming, and if you look at their matches from the past 5-6 games, they love scoring like 5 goals. So for you to go and play Atlanta, even in their home, you have to be afraid. And I think that is what happened to Valencia yesterday because they were more than afraid. So at a point, Valencia were trying to come back into the game, trying to pull the pressure and everything, but the goal is not just coming, and Atlanta went away with the goals. And
that's 4-1. It's a whole lot of goals to score at the knockout phase. It's almost, let's say, guys, I think that's done and dusted.
No, I don't think so.
For the next, so you feel Atalanta would lose?
I don't think so.
4-0?
I don't think so.
They are going to Spain.
They're going to Spain. Anything can still happen. This is a Spanish side.
Okay, guys, I mean, if I know this Atalanta team, like I've known them over a while, I'll come back here in the studio and tell you guys that that particular fixture is done and dusted. I tell you. Because those particular guys under Gasperini has been playing some ridiculous football, and Papi Gomez is really, really a difficult man, you know, to hold on to. And we are back. Well, it's been a week of bad news for some teams, bad news for some club owners, but we can confirm that UEFA have come with a huge hammer on Manchester City, and they are supposedly banned from the UEFA Champions League for 2 seasons, starting from effect from next season. That's quite interesting. And of course, they've also been imposed 30 million euros fine, and well, of course, City would eventually reply and respond, or maybe appeal, and maybe this and that. We'll be hearing a lot of stories that City maybe end up playing in the League 2, and Pep Guardiola has already come out to say, you know what, I am still with this team, I love this club. If they want me to stay, I will stay. But why are you smiling? You don't like
no, I don't like him, but you actually believe that. Well, this is football, you know.
Yeah, true.
They are not going to be devoted to championship,
True,
but
definitely.
to League 2. And
True.
someone is telling you that, don't worry, I'll be here with you. It's not possible. We all know that is just bobo. It's not possible.
I like that word, bobo.
And with the UEFA ban, actually, from the article that I read, it said they have just 10 days to appeal. And if we are counting right now, I think they are in their 9th date by now. So I think they are just afraid to appeal because they know they are guilty of what they are actually accusing them of. And it's not just about the fair play rule now, but it's also about tendering a fake document to UEFA, which is what actually triggered the ban. We've seen the like of Juventus being demoted to Serie B. We've seen the like of AC Milan being banned from Europa League. But I didn't believe they have actually accepted their guilt at first. Maybe they are just going to fine them and give them like a year ban. But now 2 years ban with a clause that if they actually appeal and they were found guilty and they did not win the appeal, they are going to extend the ban. So I think that is why Manchester City are actually taking time to see if they are going to appeal. Well, but with Guardiola staying, that is just a no-no.
But we just never can tell. I mean, just maybe somebody would touch his heart and be like, oh, I love City.
It's not a Benitez. It's not a Benitez.
Okay.
I'm confident that he's not going to stay, though.
Of course, that particular story is evolving and it is unraveling. And still another unraveling story before we go into the main topic of the day. Well, ex-Super Eagles international Dan Debo Amokachi went on his Instagram story and posted something, and that erupted a lot of congratulatory messages. And that particular story showed or exuded that he is the technical director for the NFF, for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But almost immediately, the NFF came out and debunked the rumor and said, you know what, this is absolutely not true. The person in charge of that particular helm is still Beatrice Berarang, and we have no thought of replacing him How this happened, we really do not know. But one thing that we can show is that our lips are still sealed. We're still looking for where that particular rumor came out to be. I remember that Dandibola Mokachi was also recently named as football ambassador. Yes, please. And of course, right there is all the mix that we can always find out in that particular story. And please remember to always follow this conversation and many more on social media on your screen at HotSport NG across board. We go for a quick break. When we return, it's time for the biggest story on our burner, the main issue on HotSport this day. And we are back on the show. We thank you very much for still being with us. If you're just joining us, I'm wondering, where have you been? But hey, not to worry, you've got one more story to go. And in fact, that's the biggest story on our burner. At the UEFA Champions League round of 16, in preparation for the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, Atletico Madrid defeated reigning and defending champion Liverpool 1-0 at the Wanda Metropolitano. But unfortunately, there's a second leg. And a lot of people already assume the second leg is dead on arrival because Liverpool, because they are going to be at the Anfield, they will win. In fact, some of the players sounded very, very overconfident, including the coach Jurgen Klopp, who believes that Anfield will be ready, and we will be ready as well. Let them come prepared because we got a very bit of hostile reception here at the Wanda Metropolitano.
Atletico Madrid, in my own opinion, are already qualified for the next round because they are coming to Anfield to actually grab the ticket.
Atletico Madrid are coming to Anfield to get the biggest beating of their lives. I think Liverpool will beat them, wallop them there at the Anfield.
You know, we are talking about a Diego Simeone. In my own opinion, Diego Simeone and Jose Mourinho are just like twin brothers. You don't expect them to come and play good football, fine football, modern football in any time you want to put it. They are coming there to get results, not to concern them with possession. When you look at the first leg, this is the first time in this season that Liverpool are going to play a match without having a goal on target. That is, you know, you have a Firmino, you have Mane, you have Salah, you have all of them action-packed strikers in the front, and you can't even get a shot on target against a Diego Simeone. And when Atletico actually get the ball, they put a threat on the defense of Liverpool. And you say Van Dijk committing error, committing blunders. If not that Morata happens to come into the game as Morata, if he has come into the game as
Morata
a striker, if he has come into the game as a striker, I believe Atletico will have won that game by 3 goals at least.
Okay, thank God Morata came as Morata. Now, before I start, let's go memory lane. And first, let me give you a fact. Now, Liverpool have never lost to a Spanish opposition. Never lost to a Spanish opposition in a knockout phase. Now, they've played 32 times. They won 14. They lost just 8, and they drew just 10. So everything is working for Liverpool right now. Remember, in 2006, 2007, they played Barcelona in the knockout stage. They won Barcelona, played Real Madrid, and last is the game Barcelona, all in knockout stage.
I love the word. I love the way you phrase the words. That Spanish team.
They never lost a Spanish team in the knockout stage.
You and I know that Atletico Madrid has never played in a Spanish pattern because there is a particular way a Spanish team plays. Playing tiki-taka.
From them,
Atletico Madrid will never come to you with a fine football. They will never give you that opportunity to play.
They are coming to a stadium. They are coming to Anfield, and in the league now, in the Premiership, for example, Liverpool, they've never lost in that stadium since the last time they lost there was 2017. So that place has been a fortress for them. And that in the skip working, the confidence that everything is working for them.
A fortress to a Premier League team because this same Anfield was where Napoli battered them.
Yes.
Napoli beat them.
I remember the Spanish champion, the almighty Barcelona came there. They were trashed by this same Liverpool last season. So everything is working for Liverpool for them to take this.
Israel and Molat, I mean, I like the conversation, but again, let me just throw this in. How good is Liverpool versus a team they've not played before in Atletico Madrid? Now, only to the fact that Atletico Madrid, you gave a number which I really liked, Liverpool's dominance at the Anfield. But again, this is the Diego Simeone side who only lost to Cristiano Ronaldo. And aside that, no team has been able to defeat him at the knockout phase, especially when he wins the first leg. Liverpool has more. You're making it sound so easy. Are they that good at Anfield against European sides?
Yes, yes.
Is it because they defeated Barcelona?
Now,
Barcelona is not Atletico Madrid.
Barcelona is, so okay, look at what happened in the Vanda Metropolitano. Now, Liverpool likes to play with their fullbacks, the likes of Trent and Robertson, and Atletico Madrid clip those guys. Try to manage those guys, for those guys not to get the ball and move forward, and which worked for Atletico Madrid. But unfortunately for them, they couldn't get more than one goal, which is very, very easy for Liverpool to turn.
But fortunately for them, they are able to contain Liverpool to not have an away goal, because we are talking about a knockout stage. Now, away goal matters. Away goal matters a lot.
Yes, I know.
I can assure you that if Liverpool are going to get 2 goals, Atletico are going to get a goal. By that, with away goal aggregates, they have already looking at
this Atletico Madrid side, they have a lot of problem in that team, because one, Joao Felix is not be there. Maybe Diego Costa will be fit enough to play the game. Morata is not the Morata we know. So there's no Trippier that understands the English football. So I think for Atletico Madrid, they have lots of problem with them going to that game. Then Liverpool, all their players are ready. They are ready to go. Van Dijk, the likes of Salah, Mane. Now,
the same way they were ready in the first leg. Same way they were ready in the first leg. But they can't even register a shot on target. Have you ever watched a Liverpool side this season that Klopp will actually sub off the like of Mane, sub off what's it called, Mo Salah? This is the first time it's happening.
He's just keeping them for the next phase, because we know this one is done.
Simeone is a kind of manager that will study. He knows your poison, what you don't like, and he's going to serve you. It works
fine in the first game. Works fine in the first game for them. The Trent and Robertson, they were out. No balls for them to move forward. And the second leg, it's everything is on Klopp's table now.
So
what do we do wrong? How do we beat this team? How do we break them down? Because they are coming there to defend. Atletico Madrid are not coming there to score. They are coming there to defend, and which they can't defend Liverpool for 30 minutes. Liverpool will break them down.
They defended Liverpool for 90 minutes in the first leg. At home. And they will do that again
in Anfield. In Anfield, when
do you know the reason why they are going to do that? Because defensive pattern is also a formation. Defensive pattern is also a formation. And Atletico Madrid have that defensive minister. We have the like of Partey in the midfield. When you watch Partey in the first leg, you see the way he controls the midfield, because it's not just about running around the ball. It's about knowing what to do when you get the ball.
Liverpool will break anything down in that
they are not playing Barcelona.
Is your midfield sounds very, very easy, you know, for Liverpool? But again, I mean, that really just shows how formidable Liverpool has been, almost impregnable at their fortress called Anfield. You know, when Mulat was just shouting party in my head, it was just party after party. It was in my head. But hey, we'll go for a quick break. When we return, it's time for my final whistle, and it's not party after party. I think anything can happen in football, and I think it's one of the most commonly said phrases in football, but again, it's also one of the most real. Anything indeed can happen. A fortress like Liverpool can be broken with tactical defensive masterclass, and Diego Simeone has proven over time that he is that particular kind of manager. So I want to swing slightly to the angle of Mo, who believes that this tie is done and dusted, that Barcelona, yes, conceded 4 goals, but Barcelona is not Atletico Madrid. I can't even remember the last time Atletico Madrid conceded, 4 goals. Maybe at that Champions League final against Real Madrid, and that was because of extra times and extra things. And then I also like to swing slightly to the position of Israel, who believe that in Anfield comes power. The vociferous fan base at Anfield singing "They Never Walk Alone," chanting the names of the players and being that extra man on the football pitch. Will they be enough? But here's my thing, though. If Liverpool come as very below average, Trent Alexander-Arnold misplaced the ball 38 times. That's the highest in his career at that particular fixture. They were nervous. They were all over the place. They were not put together. If we see that same Liverpool play again against Atletico Madrid at the Anfield, it is all dead and buried. Even if they go and play it in Maracana, at the end of the day, it's how you show up on the day that matters. But what do you think? That's my thought. These are their thoughts. What is your thoughts? I want to hear it on social media. Do well to follow us on social media, on Twitter, at Facebook, and of course Instagram as well. My humble self is Babajide Guerrero on Twitter. Molat, I think it's Molat Sport Gist, yeah? And then Israel Bankole, what's your handle?
Yeah, Israel Bankole too.
Israel Bankole on Twitter. All right, guys, this is where the curtain will drop. But first of all, I'd like to say thank you very much to the returning Israel Bankole. Yes. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, thank you. And I want to give a shout out to my wife. She gave birth on Tuesday.
My God.
Oh, wow, nice. I mean, when you walk into the studio, there's just this new shine. You're just walking, there's a way. Yeah, it's like a father.
Congratulations, wifey.
Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, yeah, so guys, I was going to say congratulations, but again, I remember that you're not the father. He is the father. All right, so yeah, congratulations to you, Israel. And we hope the baby will be greater than you, of course. And of course, I will continue to be a huge success. Guys, Molat, so that we'll not use the babies to shine you, you have to say bye to the viewers as well.
Thank you for having me, and I'll be glad to be back here to eat egg roll.
Ah, no way, guys, no way. Guys, that egg roll thing is really, is still storming the internet. But hey, guys, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone, especially David, punching the right things on the console. And of course, that's our director. And of course, on behalf of everyone who's been part of this production, I want to say, please take care of yourself, look after each other. Remember, never do to others what you don't want to be done to you. Bye for now. My name is Babajide Guerrero.